Hello, my name is Rob Langdon, and I would like to welcome you to Historical Woodworks. Here at Historical Woodworks, we've been specializing in unique handmade display cases since 1989. Our display cases are unique in that they are all built from salvaged and recycled materials. Most of the lumber that we use comes from old houses and old buildings that have to be raised for one reason or the other, many of which date back to the Civil War era or before. When we salvage one of these buildings, we're careful to remove the window panes, which are also recycled and used in the glass tops for our display cases. Occasionally, we build display cases with slide-out acrylic tops. The acrylic that we use is also salvage material. A lot of it comes from local hardware store and glass shop scrap bins. The felt that we use in our display cases, for the most part, is also reclaimed material or salvage material. A lot of it comes from local schools where the children are doing a project or an art project, and some of it comes from the local sewing goods stores where when they receive a bolt of felt that's damaged and they can't sell it for one reason or another, we take what we can out of it and use it for the felt in the bottom of our display cases. Occasionally people will bring in random things made of wood. They either stop by and with them, or they leave them outside the door with a note on them saying, "I thought that you could use these." Well, the truth of the matter is we can use them, and we do use them. The trick is trying to figure out what to do with these random pieces. Let me show you some of the things that we have recently received from customers coming to pick up their custom orders. Here is a nice little 3-shelf curio shelf that somebody dropped off. It's pretty rickety. It doesn't look like it in the picture, but the joints are all loose and the paint is peeling off of it. It's a really neat little shelf. So I guess we'll probably tighten it up and try to refinish it the best we can, and perhaps put it on our website as a relic shelf. Here are a couple of, well, 3 of them. I think they are artist frames where they stretch a canvas out and over top of them to do their painting, or perhaps they are needlepoint frames. I'm not sure, but there are 3 of them there, and we'll incorporate those into a display case at some point or the other. There are 3 moon-shaped pieces of oak. Not sure what we're going to do with those, but we'll try to use them somewhere. Now here's a really neat little item. It's a little display case with an old Civil War musket in it. There's no glass or acrylic or anything on the top of it. It's just an open case. And the interesting thing about this case is on the back of it, it says Riker, E.P. Riker, Northern Parkway, New York. You can tell it's old by the phone number. So my guess is that this is maybe one of the early Riker cases. Most of the Riker cases you see now are little black cardboard boxes, but with a glass top. But anyhow, I'll take this little piece and work it into a shelf unit or something of that nature and use it up somehow. There we have a picture frame. It's a nice old frame that has some felt in it. Something was mounted to it. I'm not sure exactly what, but we'll take that and turn it into something, maybe a top to a display case or something like that. There's a piece of old distressed wood with a postcard laminated to it. I'm not sure what we'll do with that either, but we'll figure out something. Some of the neat things that we got were some these crates right here, which had chocolate-filled liqueur bottles in them. They were little gift boxes, or they're liqueur-filled chocolate bottles, rather. And two of the cases were natural in color, and this one is brown. What I'll do is carefully dismantle this case and put the pieces back together and make a display case out of it. Here is one that I've been working on. It's almost complete. This is one of the ones with the natural wood. As you can see, it's all been put back together. The handles are still pretty apparent. They've got a backing to them so dust can't get in and your relics can't get out. And it's got a glass top on it. It'll be hinged with brass hardware, and it has blue felt. All of these pieces, when they're done, will end up on our website, which is historical-woodworks.com, and there'll be a description of each piece. Some of the other stuff that I mentioned before is the window panes. Here's some of the window panes that we got ready to cut. There's some display cases that are in the making. Those are going to be some nice cedar display cases. This cedar came out of the west, and it came from an old granary which was being torn down. There is a nice old munitions box that somebody dropped off to try to tighten it up and make something out of it. It's just a really nice old crate. There are some display cases, custom orders that are in the making. Right there is actually a display case in the making. A fella dropped off a piece of oak. It was about the size of firewood, and I resawed it on the bandsaw and let it air dry for a while. It came out of the kiln and is ready to make a custom display case out of for my client. These are the pieces of acrylic that I was talking about. These are the scrap acrylic that people couldn't use for one reason or another, and I have them waiting there for different projects. My scrap plywood bin. There's some scrap plywood that I use right there. Pieces that are salvaged from the dump or from scrap piles somewhere. There's some old roofing shingles that were salvaged that I'll try to turn into something. And up on the top is all my salvaged lumber. This is sitting on top of my kiln that I use. I have a white thing you see right there is a 900 board foot lumber dryer that I run all my lumber through before I use it. Anyhow, there's a lot of old walnut. There's some mixed grade mahogany pieces up there that were salvaged. Some old apple wood. Some old poplar. Some hackberry. Some hickory over there. Lots of old oak. Some neat old pine. And there's even some paradise wood or heaven tree wood. Anyhow, stop by our website at historicalwoodworks.com and take a look at some of our products. Thanks for watching. I hope to see you soon.
Well, goodbye, Joe. Me gotta go, hey, me oh my oh. Me gotta go and pull the pirogue and down the bayou. Oh my Yvonne, she's the sweetest one. Me oh my.